It is the eyes and ears of the government, of any government in another country. You don't call it spying because it's not clandestine. If it becomes clandestine, it becomes spying. But the ultimate aim is the same. It's to provide verifiable, good information to your government. And you gather all kinds of information.
Mr. Shankar, we'll take this discussion further. Sorry to interrupt you here. We're going to slip into a very short break. You're watching Late Edition. Stay with us. Welcome back to Late Edition. Let's quickly continue our discussion. Mr. Mukherjee, now US has said that they will review the spying concerns of France and Mexico, especially the international media, the kind of headlines that we got to see, especially on internet. They were shocked and dismayed by this reaction from US. But then when you actually spy on your own citizens or you're spying on heads of the state, there's a world of difference between the two. Is that justifiable?
I would say it's not a question of justification or the lack of it.
The breach of privacy.
Justification is of different kinds. If there was a law and you break it, well, it's unjustified. But this is a case of the, as I said right at the beginning, of the pursuit of national interest. And national interest demands that at that level, at the level of a superpower, the level of the larger countries of the world, which have a stake in, which have a, I mean, you wouldn't have this kind of problem with Nauru or Tuvalu, with you know, the tiny island states or something. But it's incumbent upon them to move equally swiftly, and therefore they want a change in the laws of getting permission of a wider authority and so on. Yes. So this is not going to stop.
Okay, second.
No, that's factually incorrect, because the FBI under the acts, existing acts, is actually allowed to gather any kinds of intelligence as well as intercept lawfully communication. Holds in the law, which was created by a undersecretary in the Department of Justice called Mr. John Yoo. And John Yoo produced this controversial...
For their own convenience.
For their own convenience, which incidentally the Supreme Court of the United States has now struck down as completely illegal. As far as FBI is concerned, FBI is absolutely empowered to do this kind of interception.
Right. Having said that, Mr. Bhagat, now how do you really look at it? There is a very palpable amount of anger growing within allies, and if you call even the US's friends. But then are they going to stop? I mean, whatever we have seen, we've had already 4 countries reacting to this, but Snowden is still in Russia. We don't know. Maybe this is just a tip of an iceberg.
Yes, but the point is that intrusion into individual privacy cannot be, there's no legality involved in it at all, because nobody owns the air, nobody owns the atmosphere, and whatever is free in the atmosphere, anybody can pluck, anybody can take. So there cannot be any regulation or law. It will depend on the I think on individual countries, individual departments, on in what manner they do.
Self-regulation? But who does
self-regulation is just not there. I mean, Germany will be spying on the United States, there is no doubt about it. The England will, of course, they are very, very close, but still they will try to cultivate sources who will give them information, say 12 hours in advance of what is going to come up in a particular meeting or a discussion, or a certain line of thinking, or a policy matter. So each country continues and will continue to find out what the others do. You can call it intelligence, you can call it spying, or whatever name you give it.
So when US says that we are going to review our intelligence mechanisms again, it's an eyewash.
I think so, but what Mr. Mukherjee said is extremely important, because you see, human capacities are extremely limited. And today, if you were to look at the